Hi guys, my name is Andy. You might also know me as IamZoot. Basically, I like to draw robots, and welcome to my little video. First time I've done anything like this, but I'm just going to talk over a fast forwarded progress video of mine, really, that I did yesterday and today of drawing a robot, because I like drawing robots basically. So I'm using Procreate on an iPad. So what you can see what I'm doing now is I'm just playing about with shapes. Just really very rough pencil shapes. Trying to get something aesthetically pleasing, something that I kind of like and I think would be quite good to, quite exciting to carry on with, something a bit interesting. You saw, I don't know if you saw that a second ago, but I had a good drawing, a little brain in there as well. I just wanted something quirky about this drawing. So yeah, so if you can see, so I've got the cylinder going. I'm looking at the moment at some kind of gun turret on spider legs. We've got a Gatling gun on the front of there. I didn't quite know. When I started this drawing, I had no idea what I was going to draw. I think that's kind of the point of this video, really. The fact that I had no idea where this drawing was going. I had no perceived idea of what I wanted. It's the same with a lot of my drawings. I just get on with it, really. I had no idea how it's going to turn out, and I change ideas a lot, as you can see in front of you. I'm always changing up to the last minute. I'm changing something or trying something a bit different or tweaking it. I mean, obviously you haven't seen it yet, but my final drawing doesn't look much like this one. So at the moment I'm playing about with some kind of terror, some kind of machine gun terror on legs, I suppose it is. A bit steampunky because you've got a big exhaust at the back. You see, I've just changed the face there again. It was a little bit skull-like, and I didn't like that idea. It was a bit scary, a bit kind of grotesque. There you go, there's the skull idea again. I think I'll go back to it a couple of times just to try it out. Again, what you're seeing is I'm drawing. Sometimes I'm undoing back to a previous stage. Just lots of scribbles where all details might be. I haven't finalised any ideas yet. There you go, look, I've gone back. See, as I've gone back to the two eyes. So yeah, some of the details I'm just kind of penciling in. I've got no idea what these bits and pieces and what these gadgets are going to be. Like on the back where you see at the moment it's an exhaust. There's a pipe going on. There's a couple of vents. So here I had the idea. I've changed the Gatling gun to two barrels, and it's because what I was doing this. It was a TV program on, and somebody had a super soaker. So as I was drawing, I thought, do you know what? Wouldn't it be fun if it was some kind of walking super, like mega super soaker, the big water pistols. So that's what I'm playing about at the moment. So I've changed it to a water tank with a couple of pipes going, and they've got like a double barrel super soaker. I've now changed the legs because I thought spider legs were a little bit. A bit creepy slightly, so I just wanted something a little bit more fun. So I've changed these legs now. Again, see where I've decided not to go for the two eyes again. I've gone for the one because it was a bit skull-like. Now I've got him walking. I wanted a little bit of action on there, a little bit of almost like a funny plod. So at the moment I'm still going with this kind of children's toyish kind of super soaker idea. So I thought that was quite funny, almost like a marching automated turret that's full of water. Again, I'm going with the marching legs. Now, I'm always very stance is. I find this a massive thing. Once I got the stance, I'm happy with it, more or less. So I play about with the stance a lot. I mean, you'll see me later on moving the legs up and down and everything, just to try to get something natural. Now I flipped it here because your eyes can become so blind to what you're drawing. I found it's a really good idea just to flip it, and then you see it from a completely different angle. I really struggle. This is quite personal, but I really struggle with things like 3D cylinders, getting the curves right, and I'm very conscious that I struggle on that, and therefore I work on them a lot. And that's one thing you'll constantly see on this drawing. Always playing about with getting the curves right. See, I'm flipping it again, seeing how it looks. Okay, now we're getting to the colour stage now. This is the fun bit. So, see what I'm doing. Some nice, I'm basically sticking some nice colour on it. Getting some base colours on it first. Getting some nice bright colours. Because at the moment I was kind of looking at maybe some kind of, as I said, some kind of children's toy. So I wanted bright colours, so we got nice greens and yellows. I actually had a quick look at existing Super Soakers just so I can get the kind of nice gaudy colour. But they are, so that's what we're working on at the moment. Nice, children's toy. So I think that changes halfway as I get on with it. So as what I've done, I've got my midtones on. They're the first ones to go on. I've got some highlights and I've got some darks. I love this stage. This is easily my favourite stage. I just love rendering. Getting my greens on. I've got some highlights going on and showing where the highlights might be or where my shadows are. I like things like putting highlights around all the creases and all the lines and all the joins. Let's carry on with this. Again, I'm putting some darknesses on here, trying to round the form because it's a cylinder. It's very important to get the tones right, so you've actually got this rounded form that goes around it. Again, I'm changing everything as I'm going along. Even at this stage, I'm always changing things. Getting some highlights on, and you'll notice in a minute that there's a yellow kind of a rectangular cylinder thing behind the robot. Pardon me. I get rid of that in a minute. Just a bit of a spoiler for you. See here, some nice red. These Super Soakers seem to have like a red tip on the end of them, and I thought, well, a nice bit of red because yellow and green, the same kind of area of the spectrum. A bit of red in there to chuck it the other way as well. You can see I've decided to have some pipes all going around the back. I thought, well, maybe if it's some kind of water circulation thing going on. It's a water-filled robot, so why not have lots and lots of pipes going on? A bit more of a bit of an interest. So, trying to render these gun nozzles at the moment. Was at this particular stage, I wasn't very happy. I've got the angle right. You'll see that I changed that quite a lot. I've just changed the idea again. There was a kind of a panel behind the barrels. I've just got rid of that. I'm playing about with trying to almost in the murky water just kind of fade the barrels off, if you look, just so you can sense that they're going through the glass. And there I'm putting a seal on it, just a little bit more detail. I don't really know what those seals, why the seals, if they need the seals there, I don't know, but I just put them on there anyway. I do the bubbles in there just so I can remind myself it was water, really. That's the only reason. Those particular bubbles I don't keep. So originally those gun barrels were yellow. Now I've decided to put them as actual clear pipes. So you've got a bit of a theme going on. I'm almost limiting myself to materials here. So I've got glass pipes now. I've changed the back. You'll just notice there. I've decided that you can be able to see, the back of the water tank as well. There was a brown panel. This yellow rectangle you'll see is about to disappear. I tried to make it there you go, it's disappeared now. But more pipes, lots more pipes. Pipes are good. When I draw robots, there are a few almost set Lego pieces. I call them Lego pieces. I read a theory about drawing from the imagination, and I quite like it. And you kind of imagine that you have a Lego set in your head. So you've got these set things that you tend to draw on your imagination drawings. And mine are things like pipes and vents, a lot of vents. And also, I love the hazard stripes, so the black and white kind of, what they call them, the kind of warning things on it. You'll see on the yellow, but I haven't quite rendered it yet, but there are some stripes there. I quite like those. Get some detail going on. There's quite a lot of blank area there. There you go. I've just put number 5 on it. I've stolen number 5 from the internet. Pardon me. and yeah, and I've just stuck it on it, rendered it a bit. That oblong, that blackout oblong was I was trying to get my curves correct. So I thought I would bring one in just to test my curves. As I was saying, I'm very cautious. For like I found my curves very difficult at an angle like this. So I was just doing that. Again, I'll change it later as well. Wasn't quite happy with it at the time. It was one of those things where you're carrying on. I'm just conscious that something wasn't quite right with that curve at the top. So change that. Yeah, more renders on the yellow again with the highlights and shadows. Got some lines in there. Okay, this is what I was talking about the black hazard lines. Yeah, again some more shadow in there. Dents. I love drawing dents. The only trick with a dent is if you've got the highlight coming from the top. With a dent, you just do it the opposite way around. So that if you're drawing a dent, the shadow will be at the top because it's hidden, because it's indented, so it hides it, and then you've got the highlight at the bottom. But they're great. It took me a little while to kind of get right when I first started drawing dents, but I really like them now. Again, working on the highlights where the light would catch. So the light's coming almost just off, straight above it, so you can kind of see it glinting off the edges and the surfaces that point up. They are working on my glass, got some highlights on the glass. You can see I'm working on the barrels again. I wasn't quite happy with the way that they were pointing. Again, I'll be adjusted again. Working on the eye, again, I wasn't very happy with it. There was no personality. It wasn't as much personality as I wanted in a robot. So that's always in the eye. So there's me fiddling about with the eye, putting some kind of frame around the eyeball. Some of the sensor, I suppose you call it, wouldn't you? A sensor. I made it blue as if it was almost kind of part of the water. So maybe perhaps he's water water based. It's a water based robot. It's ran by water. Perhaps there's not a lot of room for any other mechanics really. Again, you've just seen me change the cannon. I've made it a lot more bulky, a lot more bigger and bolder and thicker and stuntier. So what am I working on now? I can't really see what I'm working on at the moment, unless it's the legs. It might be the legs. You see, at the moment I can't quite see. There you go. So at the moment I'm working on the bottom of it, the underbelly. So you've got a quite nice dark underbelly going on. Get some highlights and the shadows. So you can see some of the bits and pieces. Again, when you've got it's all in shadow. So working on the bits that are in shadow, you're just kind of adding the highlights. I don't want to put too much detail because it will kind of diffract you from what's going on. It's almost like where the lines are hitting. You'll see I've just changed the lid again. Again, I still wasn't happy with it. So I've changed it. I've gone over the pipe, redrawn the pipe in. I think I redraw the pipes now, or they put a little bit more light and depth on them. I see. I've put an eyeball in the eye, in the sensor, the main sensor. It's just to give a bit of personality. You wouldn't if it was a robot with a sensor, it wouldn't have an eyeball pupil in there, but mine has, just so I can give it a little bit more personality. You try to put personality in, doesn't always work, but I really tried my very best because there's not a lot of features to work with, so you're trying to put some kind of life into it. So yeah, again, more highlights, always putting the highlights on, give it a rest, and putting some highlights on the back as well. Highlights and dark and shadows, and highlights on the pipes now. Yeah, it's still adjusting the circles, still adjusting my curves, my ovals. Yeah. So what I've decided, I've got those dents. Maybe he's an old toy. Maybe he's been a bit battered. So I had a look at putting some rust on him here. So maybe some of the paint's peeled off. Maybe he's a little bit rusty. Maybe he's quite well played with. He's been booted around a bit. He's a bit battered. There's a bit of fun in that. And I love drawing details and rust spots and things. don't think it stays at the end drawing, but yeah, there you go. Again, little detail there, little red dot by the eye. I missed me putting that one on. Just a little detail, don't really know what it does. So I'm working on the legs now, just trying to put some colours on the little robotic feet. Yeah. Trying something here. I don't think I keep it, but I wanted the idea so it doesn't. So it looks like it's part of the background. I've just put a blob of on a separate layer, blob of purple, matching the background, and I'm just kind of fading it in, seeing if that worked. Again, playing about with the feet, I thought I would try to have his foot bent, just kind of bent up a little bit. I think it worked to give it a little bit more personality. Again, it's all about personality. So yeah, there you go. I've gone straight back to the gun barrels, then adjusting them again. Yeah, still playing about with the levels and just tweaking, lots of tweaks, little bit more light to give it a little bit more shape to it. Again, this is on another layer because I used another layer just in case I didn't like it. So I haven't ruined the whole thing. I think that's a bit bright at the moment. Not sure if I dumb it down again. Yeah, so I thought, well, as you got water, well, let's put something in the water. So I thought I'd draw a goldfish. Perhaps the goldfish is in charge. Perhaps it got scooped up by accident. We don't know why. But look, it's a goldfish in it now. I tend to draw quite a lot of fish in my robots, and I don't know why. So there's me. I'm playing about with the with the layer filters, just want to look as if it's in the water as opposed to just floating on the top. I've also faded the highlights down there as well, putting some more highlights on the wires underneath it and on the feet. More highlights, and then I've got a little bit of clouded above it. So I think that's nearly it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and any questions, feel free to message me. I'd love to answer them. And let me carry on. Thank you very much.